This Corvette does need some promotion, so I am going to send him south into this dark area. Oh crap, I bet the freaking Portuguese. Damn, the damn Portuguese, man. I think the Portuguese will have found most of the stuff in the ocean. This dude has enough movement. It's not a lot of movement, but it's enough. So it'll just have to do. Really would prefer to have extra vision on him, but maybe if we get into some fights, we can get some vision on him. Or we get some more admirals or something like that. And of course up here our military is going to have to pull back to heal and rebuild their strength before sailing back west to take care of the Talpero. I'd really like to get another strike force built, but I think most of that money is going to have to go into upgrading the militias that are on the boat here into lion infantry. Because there'll be some badasses with Veteran 1, Veteran 2, Ranger 1, Ranger 2, hell yeah. They could actually really crush quite a few of these mercs. Anyway, we got a Ranger with a promotion, so he's going to get Ranger, of course. Why not? Let's see if he can take down this, nope, 32% chance of survival, no thanks. I'll instead send a Dentured Servant, Colonial Militia, 1.8% chance of death. Yeah, I think that's pretty unlikely. Let's take the shot. Alright, we got him, good deal. And my West India man with a couple expert hunters that will be doing their job somewhere else. That does not involve the ocean, since my silly self read that Civilopedia and thought for sure that, oh, it says here that the output of wild bird feathers can be doubled by employing expert hunters. Yeah, so the Civilopedia was incorrect right down here, but the expert seal hunter is what actually really increases it. Although it looks like the bonus is the same for the two of them. I need to go take an actual look at the specific unit. Yeah, expert seal hunter is +3 production of furs or wild feathers on water. Expert hunter is specifically on land. So that was a bit confusing, but I can still use this one hunter right here on the ship for the tapirs, which are over here on the right hand side. It's a little hard to see the yields in the screen sometimes, which is unfortunate, but that's just a little bit of that's a small issue that they have with the mod that results from not being able to see quite far enough. But if they zoomed out even further, it'd be that much more difficult to see all the tiles. So let's make him a game hunter. He's going to make 10 furs and 5 food, which is quite good. That'll definitely improve our food situation. We're still good on our law, happiness, and health. Now I gotta think what I want to do with the rest of these dudes. Well, there's an expert fruit picker here. He can do his job as well. Picking fruit makes 8 fruit per turn, 4 food. Now we have even more food. We can start really thinking about setting up a distillery. I think I want to do it in the mainland, not on the island. The island I kind of want to not focus on. It's too separated from everything else. If we ever fought the Independence War, we might have to like abandon it completely. Anyway, this Col dude can go somewhere else. This expert hunter needs to do his job for real somewhere. I need to find spots for them. You know, looking at most of these places, it might be best to keep the expert hunter, most of the expert hunters in Pearl Harbor until we expand over here. Because there are some deer over here to make use of, as well as turkeys. And then bison down here. Yeah, we have a lot of use for expert hunters once we expand westward more. But currently we don't have access to that many locations that provide furs. There's a few that we'll have access to in Fort Cod, but not many. So for now I should probably just keep the expert hunters in Pearl Harbor that I have here. So you'll get off the boat and the soldier probably stay where he is. I'll probably pick up the expert cotton planter, the disillusioned missionary, a free colonist. We might head out as is. Maybe take the coal miner, probably not. Let's think about that. But the expert hunter needs to do his job, ideally. He could do 6 furs, 3 food. And that's from just this location. Is that specific to that location? Yeah, specific to that location because it's got a river. Rivers give you like +1 good production of, I think, almost any good that's touching the river. That's a raw good. That coal miner should not stay there, but the coal miner should get probably onto the boat. We can go set him up somewhere else. Could even set him up in Hammerstruck. We can get a little bit of coal from that mountain, but I also need to use that for stone. Although we could buy one or the other. It sells for 4. Well, we buy it for 4 in Europe. Same thing with every other market. And then coal, we buy it for 6 in Europe, or 5 from Africa or Port Royal. So it'll be better to mine coal than buy the stone if we have to. Let's see how long we grow. 20 turns until border growth in Pearl Harbor. That'll give us access to another peak right here. So we can use that for stone production as well. But yeah, stone is a little bit short supplied over here. Clay's not a big deal for us, but stone is a bigger issue. Like there's 2 peaks down here. There's 1 peak up here in the north. And there's 1 peak Hammerstruck, 1 peak near Pearl Harbor. It's not a whole lot else. Yeah, there's no mountains down here, no peaks down here in the south. And that is pretty much it for the plot of land that we're aiming for. The coal miner could even stay here and work the peak temporarily for coal. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Coal is gonna be... Well, we have some coal here. This might produce enough coal. We'll see. There's coal here too, actually. We'll be good in that case once we move over here. So definitely we should take the coal miner west. So we're going to take that coal miner towards the west. You know, I just remembered I have this great admiral up here. I'm not sure if I can apply him to the frigate. I want to find out. I might have to find out on the next turn, because I don't want to apply him to the caravel. So let's get him off the boat. See if we can use him on the frigate. If we can't use him on the frigate, I might save it. Actually, I should save it for when we get the other frigate back. That makes sense. Cool. Because I was thinking about using it on the Corvette, but I think the Corvette is a little too weak. And we got another expert grape picker trained up. Good deal. Send it back to Pearl Harbor, make some grapes, make some wine. I'm getting to the point now in money that I think that I'm going to try to keep a minimum amount at all times for events. So we're not going to sell anything for the moment. Our border is about to start expanding quite a lot in a number of our different cities. I know Fort Cod and Hammerstruck are coming up here in 1 and 2 turns. Mother O' Pearl has got 21 turns remaining. And then Brown Cow has 39. But yeah, these 2 are about to pop off right now, actually. And we got a promotion on this indentured servant colonial militia. This dude would make a pretty decent member of the army eventually. To pull that off, do I want to make him a ranger unit, or do I want to make him a close combat, then you get veteran, when you become a veteran, become a storm attack kind of person? I do need more storm attacks. I've got 2 rangers that I'm building up that are regular militia. So let's go close combat. I think I'm going to do something that might be a little dangerous. I've got a brig that can move 5 tiles at a time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then jump off the boat to land here. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to move most of my military out of the settlement. Let's double check to make sure that nobody has like double movement through, what is this? Grassland, coniferous forest, hill. Nah, they can't do that. Coniferous forest, plains. No. So all these tiles aren't in wetland. Swamp Fox 2 does actually let you move double speed through wetland, jungle, that kind of thing. Let's just double check to make sure. Yeah, double movement in wetland, marsh, jungle, mangrove, etc., etc. So if any of these dudes have Swamp Fox 2, they could in theory reach Fort Cod, but we don't have anything that they can double move through. And none of them have Ranger 2. Yeah, one of them does have Swamp Fox 2, one of these mercs. 2 of them do actually, which means that more of them probably do. I just want to see if I put my military on this hill here, if they'll attack me or not. Because I can always pull troops from here, from Hammerstruck that are healing a little bit, and then drop them off in the city. But that might be kind of crazy. But so I'm gonna put 4 troops onto the hill. They'll have a really good defensive bonus, so they should be able to take a huge number of these units if they decide to attack. So it shouldn't be that big a deal. And I want to lure them into attacking me. Pearl Harbor is now upset because I made the population too large. I could just take out a native slave, they don't produce that much. And that fixes the happiness and the crime problem. Yeah, they don't actually produce that much at all. You really need an overseer to get more out of your slaves. I would move them north up to Pearly Gates up here, but Pearly Gates is already dealing with issues with law, etc. But we are working on fixing that by building the courthouse here. So maybe I should move the slaves up north to mainly generate food. I think that makes sense to me. The happiness is good here. Did you just lose your freedom? No, you've been working for 19 turns, okay. I do want some lumber production though, because we're having some issues with lumber. So I don't want these dudes standing around, that's basically the point. But I can send these 2 on the merchantman. Actually, I could send the merchantman up north to grab the gems, since it already has gems as well. So we can do 2 things at once. After we grab the gems in Pearl Harbor, which is a lot of money just sitting right there. 3,600 gold, 2,000 in silver, with some native slaves. What a combination of New World trade items. Yeah, we're making gunpowder in Pearly Gates. I forgot about that. We have a gunpowder supply now, right? And we almost have a gun supply. So those expensive European line infantry, they're no longer as expensive if you domestically produce your weapons. And the armory's done in 6 turns, very good. I would do more trading with the natives for food, but we've been having a lot of issues with just putting colonists into our colonies. We're also needing the borders to actually expand before we can do more. And trading for food is obviously not as good as actually making the food yourself. So I don't think I'm going to do that. I could do some fur trading actually, because the wagon train doesn't have much to do at the moment. And now that I've pretty much cleared this eastern section of our land, it's safe to move around again. So let's just go ahead. We'll go trade with Yuku Daza with the wagon train. Well, let's be safe. 2 turns versus 4 turns. I'd rather take the 2 turn, even if it's potentially a little bit less safe. I found myself another free colonist in the middle of nowhere who is going to take about 80 turns to reach us probably. Yep, 83. He can learn some kind of skill on the way home. What is it going to be? I'm kind of thinking expert indigo planter, so that we can start getting our dyed cloth industry up and running. Because he's got some, there's one right here we can go to. Alternatively, there's another one to the east, I think. Yeah, this one along the way. We can go there, learn indigo planting, and then bring him home. Oh, they're taking it. They're taking the bait. Maybe we shouldn't have done that. Oh goodness, this is gonna be one hell of a fight. But there's no other way of dealing with these dudes other than taking the risk of putting these guys out here. Killing some, man. They're withdrawing. They haven't actually won a fight. They might win this fight though. Nope. This is one of the reasons that Ranger is such a big deal in the New World, because they're a force like everywhere. So there's a lot of defensive. Oh, they got us. A lot of defensive terrain fighting. Yeah, I didn't really. Oh, another death. And another death probably. Yeah. They lived a long time. They fought really fucking hard. Yeah. Hello there. Attacking us in unfavorable wind. Kind of hard fight for you. And you lost. A colonist might die that we're going to send to go indigo planting, but he lived. Alright, we got the blacksmith house done in Hammerstruck. What are we going to work on next? Orders have expanded, which is very good. Let's see. Source of food in Hammerstruck is going to be from working the ocean. So a dock would increase our food supply there. It wouldn't increase it tremendously though. So a dock has a value, but I wouldn't say that it is required. We could go for a town hall to start getting stronger buildings built. In particular, getting a lumber mill built, or maybe a storage house actually. Storage house, we're gonna need it at some point. Or maybe we can just bypass it and rush towards a lumber mill and a bigger blacksmith house. Alternatively, building a tavern generates gold from culture and increases our culture output. Although I would like to start selling some goods on the domestic market here to make some more money. My goodness, we can sell 4 coffee per turn for 23. We can buy it for 12 in Europe or 9 in Africa and double our money from Africa. So we can definitely think about importing some coffee. Yeah, I think long term a storage house makes sense. But as long as we keep moving stuff out of the city, it shouldn't be a problem. I kinda think I want to rush the more advanced buildings using the town hall. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go ahead and let's employ our blacksmith doing his job as a toolsmith. We need the miner to start mining some ore over here. That'll provide most of the ore that we need, but not all of it, pretty sure. Let's have the blacksmith do his thing. Cannot support this in terms of food and ore. We cannot fully support the tools, the workshop at the moment. Oh yeah, we want to make bakery goods here, provisions I mean, because we have the rice farming, that's right. I have a lot of rice on hand. Getting a baker makes a lot of sense, because you need provisions for missionaries, pioneers, scouts, town guards, and royal halberdiers. Yeah, let's do a baker's house. That's only 9 turns, but that allows us to convert our rice into provisions. To maximize the effectiveness of... Oh my goodness, I have so many people standing here. And I have a ship coming in 5 turns. Ooh. I'd like to get a baker, but I don't have one yet. I do not recall ever getting a expert baker or master baker. So we're going to go ahead and grab one of those for 2,880 gold. That does increase the crosses I need for my next immigrant, but I'll have to accept that because I might forget about the baker otherwise. Anyway, these troops need to go defend Fort Cod immediately because I only have the 1 soldier there at the moment. So you guys are going to get onto the boat. Shit, there's a fucking cloud in the way. Oh, god damn it. Can this colonist hold out against 3 native mercs? Probably not. I think Fort Cod is done for here. Let's see, yeah, all these damn clouds, man. Shit, dude. None of these dudes have Ranger 2, right? No. So none of them can reach. I've got some dudes standing around that can take the punches if necessary. I think if one of them fights and loses that doesn't have guns, then they will lose the city. We hurt these dudes quite bad, but we did not kill enough of them at all. It was inevitable that we needed to deal with this problem at some point in time. I might pull everyone out of Fort Cod and march them east to keep them from getting hurt, just in case. Just in case. I don't think they're going to attack, because we've got fortification bonus, 25% fortification bonus, 30% defensive bonus. We're dug in. It's 3 versus 1. They're at full strength. They don't have any kind of special settlement attack ability. Shit. Yeah, they have plus 45% march strength. They might take that shot. I hate doing this, but I need to pull everybody out. The loss of the colony is not terrible, it's the loss of the colonists that is the problem. So I need to pull everybody out except 1 person. Though we might have to go down to a minimum of 3 because we have these chevaux de frise here. In which case I will use the most forgettable people. Oh, my colonial distiller's down here. I'm not sure I wanted to set up distilling here. Maybe I did. Let's find out if we can go below 3 population here. We can. Okay. Let's leave the confectioner behind. Everybody else leaves. Let's double check that they can't reach this tile to the east. Like this is Marsh Grove and this is Tropical Grove. These guys do have Swamp Fox too, so they could reach at most this tile right here. They could not reach here because this is a forest grassland. we should be safe to make this particular move. But if I lose that, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh sweet, my West India man got here. Looks like I might be okay actually, because we have another soldier that we can get off the ship right there. Thank God. Alright, so I might have lost a turn of production, but I did what I had to do to protect these people. Which I'm pretty sure they're protected. I swear they're not protected if one of these dudes has Ranger 2 or some crap like that in the stack right here. But they didn't actually attack us, I don't think. We're good. We should be good. So my privateers didn't win that fight. I'm going to keep repairing in the defensive terrain here. Hopefully the unfavorable wind does not go away on the next turn. But we'll see. I'm just going to send this colonist right here that got attacked over to Nandiva to learn and then have him walk back at that point in time. I'm still getting an absolute boatload of money just from exploration. Because not everything has been explored. There's still quite a bit of land here that is available for discovery. Like we've got our mainland here, but then we had the big desert and then a ice ridge with some more taiga down here in the far south. And our first little hint of ice down here. Oh, there was ice up here as well, taiga, etc. We've got like this big sea right here. Some plains it looks like over here, and then the French are located on this area. I'm guessing the Portuguese are down in here somewhere, because the Russians are up here, Swedes are up here, Dutch are up here. Yeah, the Portuguese are probably hiding down in the fog of war in this location. And I've got a Carrack with 2 fruit pickers, a farmer, and a lumberjack on board. Well, the fruit pickers, they need to go find a job somewhere. One of them I actually need to send up to Pearly Gates, so I'll do that first. Although I have been training that native for a decent... No, he's been working to be a lumberjack. Okay, I can move him elsewhere then. And replace him with a fruit picker. We got our first expert coffee planter trained up, and the French have built a freaking city right next to Ecoloit. Wonderful. The AI really does expand quite rapidly on the highest setting. They get a ton of bonuses. But yeah, two militias should be enough to hold this off. I think they'll take the shot. But we don't have anything that I care about them stealing, so we're good. Yeah, they're gonna take that shot, but they're not gonna win. Or they might. Oh shit, they might win. Come on, man. Come on, you can live through this. You don't have the fortification bonus, though. So you're probably gonna die, right? Yeah. Oh, nope, nope. Oof. If I didn't have that one militia, we would have lost. Yeah, they took 44 rice, 150 coal, 15 food. I don't care about that getting stolen. It's not that bad. But yeah, man, if we didn't have that second colonial militia just happened to arrive on the West India, man, we would have lost Fort Cod. So I did manage to kill another native mercenary. And I hurt them, but they can heal, unlike the barbarians. Anyway, we have the joy of little things. Here, Governor. Reverently the bearded man opens his calloused hand. Then he looks you in the face and smiles proudly. You accept what the blacksmith has brought you, the first nail made in your colony. You know that hundreds, thousands will follow, that your blacksmiths will make many more nails, bolts, rivets, staples. But will any nail ever shine as beautifully as this first one? Certainly not. And yeah, us being on a marsh in Fort Cod is really, really painful because they have that marsh strength. So yeah, we nearly died. Thankfully though, we do have some more troops right here to offload, and there's no way they're getting through that. Although they might actually pull that off if they tried hard enough. And now I need more, even more soldiers than before because I lost one of them. I'm kind of wondering if I push these dudes on the hillside right here. They're super weak. If I push them, that's 2 mercs dead that are really weak and that are promoted to hell and back. But the issue is, I might get counterattacked. If I get counterattacked, I might lose the colony entirely. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 that could counterattack reasonably. I could put all my eggs in, well, I could go all in basically here, and I could attack with all 4, take the position, let them attack me again. Probably damage some of my troops, but I will kill some of them, I bet. Let me just take a look at their promotions here. See if there's anything like that really stands out. See if they figured out to start using some actual ranger promotions or not. Does not look like it. Ooh, I can reinforce using the offensive army as well. Let's do that. So let's bring the merchantman down here. Let's push them. I'm not going to do an amphibious assault unless, actually I might. What are the odds? Oh, we crushed them completely with this amphibious assault. That dude has enough ranger and veteran promotions that it does not matter. Although everybody else is also very strong too. It's only a matter of who we want the experience for. This dude needs a promotion so he can attack for sure. And he can stay in the city, although he has a 1.3% chance of death. That's a little risky. But if ever there was a time for him to get experience, now would be it, with a 1.6 strength in a native mercenary. So yeah, I want you to take the shot and get a promotion. Yeah, you got him. Good man. And this is the strike force that went to the west. They are back now. And let's consider... Oh, I get another promotion on this guy. If I get him an experience point, so I'm going to attack. No chance whatsoever of defeat. And actually, I got 2 experience points. That's right, because he has leadership 1 and 2. So he has plus 150% experience from combat. We're just going to go ahead. We're going to push that location with the remainder of our troops. Going to send the heavy artillery into Fort Cod though. And man, Fort Cod was a accurate choice. We made a bad decision though in terms of settling that marsh though. Let's get everybody back into the colony and working here in a second. So we lost 2 turns of production, but I was really afraid of losing the city. And losing this many colonists would hurt us tremendously. Let's go ahead, let's push out with everybody else. This pioneer was working on a road between Mother of Pearl and Hammerstruck, but what I'm going to really have him do next is work on the iron ore deposit here to increase our ore supply. Make sure that we have enough to fuel Hammerstruck. Right, I've got the fruit picker doing his job, picking the fruit. We do actually have enough exotic wood income now that we could increase our furniture production. Something to consider for later, especially because furniture does have a domestic demand. Not a very high domestic demand. It doesn't sell for a lot, but that's okay. Let's pick up those gems and then we'll offload the native slaves that are here and put them to work immediately if possible. It all depends on whether or not we can sustain the happiness and the law. And this other fruit picker, farmer, lumberjack, you need to send them somewhere else. Lumberjack might send him down to Pearl Harbor. I need to specifically send him somewhere where we have a really good resource of lumber, if that's possible. I already got one in Hammerstruck working the lumber supply, the timber up here, which fixed the lumber supply in Hammerstruck. So I guess it's nothing that's really outstanding, but a settlement here will want a lumberjack one day to work the timber right there. But if we settle there, that puts us into conflict with the mixed tech quite a bit. This fruit picker was intended for somewhere specific. Just need to figure out where. Ah yeah, the lemon tree is in Fort Cod, so we'll send him over to Fort Cod for now. Or I could send him to the blueberries and brown cow. We could build brown cow up a little bit more. I think that makes sense. Let's adjust that course. Yeah, looking through the options here, I'm not very impressed. Like fur sells for 1 gold each in the village here. We could sell it in Europe for 4 gold, which means that we quadruple our money. But it's not a lot of money in the first place. Although I could just go around from village to village just buying all the furs up, which is a possibility. We also produce our own furs naturally that we can sell from our expert hunters. So we do want a fur industry set up in not too long. I think it'd be better just to use a wagon train for connections. Although they harvest some cocoa. Most of these things don't really appeal to me. The food appeals to me, and it's not that expensive. You can buy 300 for 900 gold, so you could buy 600 for 1800. That's enough for a colonist. So once prices get too high in Europe, you can actually just buy food from the natives to pop free colonists if you really want to. Of course, if you buy enough food, it'd probably get expensive. And let's find out if they try to respond over here. They'd be really stupid to try that, but they might. And indeed they are. That's hilariously dumb because this veteran infantry has close combat 1, close combat 2, ranger 1, ranger 2. He's also led by a brave lieutenant, I think. Yeah, he's winning every fight. Oh man. Yeah, that dude had 17 experience. Let's see how much experience he has after those series of fights.